Hey guys, welcome to Crypto Trends. I'm Silverbacked, and in this video I'm going to try and cover a lot of information very quickly to be respectful of your time. But the purpose of the video is basically just to show you what I've been working on. I created a strategy, if you've been following my previous videos, where we were going into exchanges and basically coming in here. If you haven't seen the previous video, you probably want to go back and watch it. Going into futures, going to their markets. They obviously got 200 or 300 coins. Going into percentage change, picking the highest pumped coin, right? And going, okay, that's pumped, and let's go in and short it, right? Basically, that was the principle. Now, if the position moves up higher, you basically add a little bit to your short, so essentially that would average your entry up as you added, hoping that the price would be exhausted, right, within a certain amount of time before you run out of money, right? Pretty simple, right? But it works. It actually works. So the only other piece to that is I wouldn't throw that away. Like, that actually works. It's like you could save yourself a whole lot of time and a whole lot of really in-depth courses looking for probability and confluences and all that sort of stuff, just by following isolated trade. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm saying this is what the strategy was when I did it. 10x was the maximum. I wouldn't go over that, and then basically just put in a small amount, 1% of your $200 account, and then just add 1% of. Now the one change I have made, and that is that instead of adding 1%, and then if it moves against you, add another same amount again. And instead of doing that, just add 1% of that 1% as it moves against you. Now, if it hits your liquidation price, you've only, you might have only, you could basically press another trade, 100 times, and only just match the original position. So your only risk by adding is only slightly moving your original position over time. And then your only risk is your original position. Let's say it's, let's say it's $10 or $20. Then let's say, let's call it, let's say it's $20, then or $2. You can only risk up to $2 more, and probably you would get liquidated before you get to there at 10x leverage. So essentially, what I've now done is I've just gone a little bit deeper than just that basic scenario, just going in and finding the most pumped coin, because a lot of these smaller coins, there's some concentration in the ownership of the wallet holders of the coin, and that can have an impact on the spot market, which can then lead to market makers and things like that having these coins, and if they can control the spot market, they can control the futures market and derivatives market as well. And some of these markets are like huge, like some of these small coins might have $300 million, $350 million worth of volume in one day, because it is a leveraged market, so but it's all based upon the fundamental pricing of the spot market, which is, the ownership might be controlled by a very few amount of people. Anyway, enough on that. So I'm addressing it by basically just changing my focus to the top large cap coins, and then just layering in the most simplest technical analysis you could possibly do, and you won't need any special indicators or charts, and you won't have to pay for any sort of membership to training, like what I'm doing as far as leverage trading and tools and indicators and stuff like that, heat maps and all that sort of stuff. That can give you a good edge in the market and just get you making a little bit of money. And what I'm doing, and at the end of the video, if you stick to the end, I'll show you there's a bit of a cheat code where you can actually skip learning even what I'm about to show you, or what I showed in the last video, based around these blue chips, and you can actually go in directly into copy trading, come into here and I've created an index for the top, the first three, the second three, and the last three, the 7, 8, 9 of the top 9 cryptos, largest market caps. And basically this one here I've lost a little bit of money on yesterday. This one here I made 4.28% in one day, 8.1% in one day, and then we're going to see how these operate over time. So in these videos I'll come and revisit this with you, but yeah, you can come in here and you can select silver 7, 8, 9. You can come in and you can actually you can invest, and you get the profit sharing ratio is 10, so that basically means you get 90% of all the earnings that I do by copy trading this account. So it is basically a copy trading account. The win rate after one day of practicing is 90%. So 4, 5, 6 win rate is 62%. So let's say the average win rate's about 70% on average, and in this one here, this one's been going for a long time. I've been doing a lot of testing with this one, with larger amounts of money as well, and you know, the win rate's only 56%. But if you, as you would know, if you have a win rate that's 50%, 40%, 30%, if you have enough reward for the risk, the ratio, and then your win rate is 56%, you can actually make money as long as you're holding out and making sure you're getting, like, you know, the 2.5, 3 to 1 ratio. Then yeah, you can have a 30 or 40% win rate and still be profitable. So over time, and then just do volume of trades. Anyway, all that said, I'm going to go basically through here in this video and show you exactly how you can set up. Please ignore all this stuff on my charts. It's just something that I use, but I'm going to show you a simple way where you can actually go through with normal candles, normal colored candles, and look at the weekly and frame up exactly on these top 9 assets, exactly where they're in the top half or the bottom half of their average weekly price performance. And then basically you can use that data to decide whether you want to be long or short. Now this works on a basic premise that over multiple days or over a week, the market will go. As you can see here, this is this top and bottom is the weekly, the high of the week and the low of the week. And you can see here that's the low of the week. That's a low. That's a high. These areas are low. This is a high, and this is really high. So if you like, you can sort of say, like, if I basically went through here and grabbed a square. Now this is available on any chart, including Bitfinex as well. And I basically just frame this up like this, and let's even say make it a little bit thicker. Yeah. There we go. A little bit too thick, but maybe it's the transparency. It's a little bit too high. Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to present good on the for you guys visually on here. So 50% with that, 50% like that. Okay, right. Sorry to do that, but I don't do any editing, so everything's done live. So okay, so essentially, obviously I had the things on the chart to start with. So how would you know that that's the high of the week or the low of the week? Well, this is how you do it. Just delete this. Come into a normal chart, and if I go to a weekly chart here. And then what you do is you come up to each one of these candles is a week. When you're on a weekly chart, you come up to it, and basically you do the same tool here, and you go just make sure this is on a week magnet. Go just above that wick there for the previous week, and just go just above it and click. Go just below it and click, and then once you're done, you can actually go to the middle, and you'll see there's 3 dots. Just go across like that. and then what you've done is you've created the top and bottom and a middle section for your chart. If you come in, you can see. I'll probably just go to the 1 hour. Can you see? You see how that matches up with the high of the week and the low of the week that I only have on my 1 hour chart. But if I go to a daily here, like you'll have, you can see what's going on. So you can see the price on Bitcoin is like a whole week's worth of price action above where it is. So certainly it's very, very toppy. So if there's any chance it's going to move in any direction, it's more likely, being above this 50% mark here is where I'd probably be looking to take short positions. If it's in the lower half here, you can take long positions. Now this is not just a general rule, this is a general rule using the strategy that I use. Because what we're doing is we're basically in between here. It doesn't matter whether we go long or short, and the only reason I'm picking the top half or the bottom half is purely because just to give myself just that little bit of knowledge in my mind that that something's not super low and about to whipsaw back to the mean, which was the average of the previous week, when I'm betting the other way. Basically, I don't specifically want to have to double up my trades to try and get to profit for sitting here for 5 or 6 hours, doubling up as it moves really, really fast against me. I want slower moving, which is why I'm picking these top large caps instead of the alts. So that's what I want. So yeah, so this big pump might be followed by something that might retrace a little bit. And if you look at Fibonacci tool and look at where Bitcoin got to up to there, the 0.38% is very, very, very likely it'll retrace to before going higher. The 0.5 is definitely on the cards, and the 0.618 is actually called the golden pocket for a reason, and that is very commonly, though in these areas, the price will retrace back into it before continuing higher. So if you wanted to, from way above at these lofty heights, short, right, which is what I'm saying here, anything above this dotted line here is a short. You're shorting into these areas where it's going to retrace to before continuing higher. So I'm not saying the price won't continue. I'm saying that we can basically from here to here we're able to short and have some degree of success. And if it goes a little bit higher, we can add to our position and cover. The difference is, and the specific thing with my strategy is that you can't go over, you can't do 25x leverage, because we're basically playing on retracements in a lot of situations. So I'm banking on the fact that it's really, really pumped high in one direction, so the price is a little bit exhausted. I want it to be a little bit exhausted or on the exhausted end. As we can see here, even though it's pumped a lot, it can still pump a lot. So you just want to be careful. If you're doing 25x leverage or 20x leverage, this is not for you. This is basically you have to keep your leverage small, keep your position size small, and then just add a little bit to your position as it goes up. And if you're adding like every time basically your unrealized P&L goes greater than 10% against you in your unrealized P&L section, then you're adding 1% of 1% of your position. So you're hardly moving the needle. But you can come in there as often as you want and just add to it if you want to keep that position alive. If you don't want to, you can wait see what it does, whether it moves into profit, and then you can sort of set a trailing stop loss. Or you can keep on adding to it, or you can just let it run to your liquidation point. So this is what we're doing basically. And any point, if you wanted to, you could, if it's moved up a lot and you think, it's really going to turn around now and it's close to my liquidation point, you can add the same as the original position you started with, or maybe a little bit more, and you can actually move off your liquidation point if you wanted to. But the point is, if at no greater than 10x leverage, and just adding a little bit and starting with only a little bit, you'll end up having a situation where it's a lot slower. It's a lot more controlled. And then and basically in the first part of this video, I'm just going to show you exactly what bias I would have on these top 9 to know whether to go long or short. So basically, there's a long way of saying I'm just going to tell you which way to start off with based upon the weekly trend. So that being the case, let me just get rid of these. We know this is a possibility wherever it may be on any pump. So essentially, Bitcoin, I want to be take a short. I think all of these are going to be shorts. I think I was doing this yesterday and I got some pretty decent success. I did actually get pushed up a lot. Like I've had to cover some positions, and that's why my account number 1, the 123 account, is probably just lost a little bit because I did get tangled up. The other 2 are smaller accounts, and they actually did a lot better. But anyway, so BTC is a short. Ethereum, it's definitely going to be a short, isn't it? But let's do what I showed you. Jesus, there's the. Don't really have to do that to know that Ethereum is very, very high. That's the 800 moving average on the daily. This is a daily chart. 200 moving average, and it seems to be rejecting from there. So yeah, the chance that you're going to get you've got to have a little bit of a retracement at some point. So Ethereum is a short. Some people can kill me for even saying that. XRP, go to the weekly, get our tool, go top and bottom, and then stretch it across, go back to smaller time frame, and yeah, we're in the top half, so that's a short. So this is like this. I'm really oversimplifying, but I want it to be something that if you want to have a go at yourself, you can do it without going through 1 year of training or doing a really, really complex course. If you can get some traction with this and you can start making some money, you can pay for the course and have that back catalogue of all the training. You can keep on going through it till you get it. That's my hope. So wow, we really have recovered a lot, and we're now at the next leg of this market. I think that's huge, man. Like that yesterday was challenging, trying not to get stopped out. I should have just kept my positions small and just let them run to my liquidation point. In some circumstances, I hung out, and I got out with a lot more time invested, but I did get out in the end with okay, but with some small losses on one of the accounts. So yeah, so obviously that's well above, and it's not even slowing down. Wow. Oh yeah, no, it's still at the very, very peak. This shits me a little bit about TradingView. No, it shows you in the last 24 hours what it's done, and it looks like since 11 hours ago, this is how much all these coins have done. And then you look at this and you go, what the hell? How can it only be 1% up? But there are a lot smaller percentages, and this is why you can cover this strategy a lot better with some of these larger cap coins, because they do move slower, but they do move a lot faster than what this is suggesting. Have a look. Take a look at this. This is a bit more like it. This is a live 24-hour, and you can see like Solana is 6%, 4%. You can see Solana is like 0.84. I don't know. Just yeah. This isn't as useful as Litecoin Watch to tell you exactly what's exactly happened live in the last 24 hours. Let me just also come in and check, make sure nothing's changed in the pegging order. No, nothing has, as far as what is comprises my top 9. So it's all the same. Actually, I should just check the order as well. Sorry, I'll do this while on the video because I don't edit. So BTC, ETH, XRP. I just want to make sure the order's the same. BNB, Solana, ADA, Doge, TRX, and Sui. Okay, because they do change from time to time. Okay, so yeah, so BNB is definitely a short. But look how much is going up still. Solana going to the weekly, and again I'll draw this on, just showing you don't need to pay for tools that I've got. Go back to the daily or the hourly, and then you've got your range for last week, and we're well above it. I really don't need to go through all this. In fact, I might even pause the video and just, I mean, you get the concept, and I'll just I'll mark these up. They're probably all going to be shorts. Okay, so yeah, so I went through them all. They're all short. They're all short positions. I didn't check Link, but I can double check it if you are trading Link. Yeah, it is short too. So you can see on the weekly, the top and bottom started there. Going back to the there's the top and bottom of the week, and we're well above it. So let's get into it. So we've now got our bias. All right. So what I'm basically going to do is use this to use this to complete my my setup. So what I'll do is I'll go into silver 1, 2, 3. I'll go into trade, and again, like if you got you know, $200, just start off with a small position. If you've got $700, start off with a small position. Ideally, you know, if you've got a grand, is probably ideal, because then you can sort of start off with $10. I'm sort of like gravitating towards, you know, $10 or $20. You know, once you get up to sort of like, you know, $5 grand or something like that, you can do, you know, $47. You know, and just do it that way. Just do 1% of your account. And then basically you're always working on percentage, so it's always you can basically come in, you don't have to look at your account, and then you can basically just go like this and do 1%, and then you can forget about price and work on percentage with your strategy. This will help you later on when you're starting with small accounts and then they become big. You're not going to be intimidated by trading exactly the same way, or let the size of the money amount affect you. If you're profitable, you're profitable. So anyway, so BTC, we're going to go short BTC. We've got 10x. I've got 10x leverage and isolated. And we're going to go 1%. We're going to go short. So we've got a short position there. Now, obviously, if you try and do leverage positions, you'll end up with not costing yourself, like that cost me 23 cents. Now, if I just close this position, this is the way you close it 100%. You come in here and go close. If I go through and do the same position, go 1, go to limit. Sorry, go limit order. Again, so everything the same, all isolated. Go 1 and go open short. Alright, so nothing happened, and then what I can come and do in here is the price must have just moved up. See how it cost me 9 cents. So you know, that's something you can do if you want to save like pay less than half the amount for your trades. Do that, but the problem is when you're adding to your position, you obviously have to do that as well. You know, it's you might find it a bit of a pain in the ass. It's actually easy to do a market position if the price is moving fast. Don't try and do a limit order, because you'll cost yourself way more than, like, you know, 10 cents. If it's important that you execute the price at the time when you're doing it and the price is moving on you, then use a market order. Otherwise, try and use limit. So Anyway, so that's BTC. The next one is Ethereum. Whoops, sorry, I hit BTC again. Ethereum. Ethereum, we're going to do 1%, and we're going to go, everything's all the same, and open short. That filled straight away. Sometimes it won't fill straight away, and I'll show you. Next one down is XRP. And I'm going to go again, just double check all the leverage, and it's isolated, not cross leverage. Just for anyone that's new, isolated leverage means I'm isolated to how much I actually put like that amount into this trade. If it loses, it loses. It doesn't. It won't go into my account and start doing what they call a drawdown. This has an exact liquidation point. Shorts. Okay, so now that didn't fill, but it just did then. Sometimes when it's already going down, it'll keep on going down. It may not come back, so you might need to just move your position manually to make it fill, encourage it a bit. So that's cool. That's all done. The next one is Silver 4, 5, and 6, which is Binance Coin, BNB. BNB. And again, you know, isolated 10x. You can see it's preset here because I've been using it already. And I just go 1%, and then open a short. Done. And then we will go to here. That filled, by the way. And the next one is Solana. SOL. Again, isolated 1%. Limit order short. Please enter your quantity. I think the last one I don't think I did limit order. But anyway, there you go. Okay, that filled straight away. So I probably cost myself more than what I planned to on BNB. Oh no, I did do a limit order. Okay, the next one is ADA in this account. ADA. I've just separated them, so I am doing different assets, and then basically what I'll do is, depending on my trading, I'll rebalance between the three pools. So if certain 3 coins are doing better than another certain 3 coins, from the 3 different indexes I have, or indices, then I'll be selling off the profits from one to buy the one that hasn't done as well. And if I can see a general theme over time, obviously I can garner an opinion of the top 3, the next 3, or the next 3, and see what my success is, and also map my profit and loss, because using Bitfinex, it actually gives you, when you do a copy trading pool like I've done, it actually gives you a P&L. If you're just trading futures, by the way, just by yourself in Bitfinex, and you're not doing any of this, you're just coming in here to trade, there is actually in your account under your wallets, you can look back, and there's a P&L analysis, which will actually brings up calendar, gives you, it's a full profit or loss, giving you all the data to know exactly what you've done. So what are we up to? We're up to ADA, and ADA is a limit order and a short. Open short. Cool. Okay, that filled too. We're going pretty well today. And then lastly, 789 is Dogecoin. Dogecoin was pretty kind to me yesterday. It did move against me quite a bit, but I kept on covering. And with Doge, I got limit order 1% short. It's not showing up here, is it? But it's 71. Gives you some idea of how many transactions I did yesterday. I don't know why that's not showing up. Let me just refresh. Sometimes when I'm doing a video, things don't show up straight away. Doge limit order filled. There it is there. Okay, so we've got Doge. The next one's TRX in the top 9. TRX. So this is basically a case study. Look at how much that's pumped. That's nice. I'm happy I'm getting it there. Limit order 1% short. Okay, now that didn't fill, so yeah, okay. I was going to show you exactly what to do if it doesn't fill. Alright, everything's pumping, so everything's filling straight away. So the next one is SUI, isolated 10, limit, and then short. Okay, well, that filled straight away. Okay, well if it doesn't fill, what you want to do is you want to come in and just grab this little tool here and move it closer to where you can see the price is, and eventually it'll fill. So there we go. I've got my my positions here. Move this up a little bit. There we go. Move that down a bit maybe. There we go. That's a bit better. Yeah, now I can see all three. So yeah, so I've got the top three. I've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. I've got BNB, Solana, and ADA, all done as pools, and then I've got Doge, TRX, and SUI being the 7th, 8th, and 9th highest coin. Now, basically the way I manage this during the day, and again, this is great because I've set it all up now. I can do it all from my phone or a tablet or whatever. Usually the phone works great because like 3 of these will show up. You know, if you're doing this yourself, I would highly recommend, you know, either just do 3 assets, just 3 assets at a time, and then you can actually have it displayed on your phone nice and easily, and you can make decisions on it. Let's go to one that I can see is moved already, and that is Ethereum. Ethereum has actually gone up. Now, if this goes up, unrealized P&L, if that goes up to 10, that means the price has gone up by 1%. So if we look at Ethereum price, so you get 1.3%. So it has actually moved up, and it's still moving up fairly fast. So now what we want to do is every time this goes over 10%, you know, I've used let's call it $47 as my main position. I won't, when it goes to 10% negative on unrealized P&L, I'm not going to use another $47. I'll just add, you know, $4.70, you know, like 1% of that 1%, but only when it's over negative 10%, because I want it to be far away from my entry. Actually, I'm pointing at that, but that's not the chart. That's the chart. And if it goes nuts and runs into my liquidation point, I've only lost, you know, 1% of my account, right? So on all of these. So during the day, I'm not going to be sitting at my computer. I'm just going to be wandering around doing my thing. I'm going to go out for a walk now. I'm going to probably put on some content to listen to. I'll probably do a little bit of my course I'm doing before I even go out, and yeah, I'm just going to go about my day. Now, all these pools, silver 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9, which are representative of the first 3, next 3, and next 3 in the top 9 large caps. Again, you don't need any of these special things here, and they're all short at the moment. And then in the next video update I'll be doing this as like a case study. And look, you know, if it's working, it's great. If it's not, I'll stop it, or I'll readjust it, or make changes. Again, I'm already making changes in the fact that you know, we're not adding the same position size again. If it moves against us, we're just adding a little nibble, you know, to take it towards to move the entry a little bit. And then I'll just leave it up to your own discretion to, you know, if you don't sort of go too hard and you allow yourself to be liquidated by just adding just little bits, you know, you can sort of move the needle a little bit into your favor as far as averaging your entry, you know, and then basically just every time you see the realized P&L as less like negative over negative 10. and you come into your phone and you check it, just add, you know, $4.70, or, you know, 1% of 1% of your position. Basically, forget about the dollars. It's 1% of 1% of your position. What I'll probably do during the course of this is I'm going to adjust my main account here. I'm probably going to adjust this down to make all three accounts have $1,000, and probably put the rest, or put the total into AAVE, and then borrow $3,000 against that, and then put it in these three accounts. Probably my plan. So when I have income from these, it'll obviously show up in the it'll show up in the accounts, and then show up as the profit from trading in here. And then we'll have graphs and stuff like that, so you can see all my P&L data, my positions. Those are the ones I just opened there. So yes, I'm running it like an open book. You could not get more transparent. All this is public information. You just go into BitChinex and just search silver, and you'll get silver 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9. And yeah, so it's all there. Anyway, I'll cut it off there, and I'll let you know how I go. But what I will be doing next, once I get, I like to sort of like close out my positions prior to the weekend, if possible. Like yesterday, I was able to cut down all my positions, and in the next video, I'll also spend some time going through how to reduce down your positions. When you do want to get out of them. Let's say, for example, let's go into here. I'll do this one last thing before I just close out the video, just to show you what to do when you want to sort of reduce your position. Alright, so here is 6.332, you know. Now what you can do is you can obviously you can let it run for as long as you want, but then if this swings back into negative, you're going to have to add to it, and hopefully it comes back into profit. Obviously, again, we've grabbed the right end of it, being that the Solana is so high. There's a chance that there may be a better than even money chance that it's going to come into your favor, which obviously all these positions have. Now it might not have been this way. It's only because I'm grabbing one side and it happens to have gone my way, right? But say for example, let's say you can see it cost me 3.2 cents, 2.6 cents to open these positions. So you got to cover that, and then obviously if you've got a position here that's 1% of your account, it doesn't matter the dollar amount. Once it gets up to around about the 10% mark on your profit, if you see 10% profit unrealized loss, what you want to do is you want to come in, you go take profit stop loss, go to trailing stop, go to interval, go ratio, and go 0.25. Now you can adjust this around as you see fit, but I've been using this, and then basically what'll happen is 75% of that profit, whatever it is, the dollar value is irrelevant. 75% of that 8.8% gain that I've gotten in the time that this has been running will be it's locked in now. I now no longer can lose money on that trade. Hopefully that makes sense. I mean, it only cost me 2.6 cents to start the trade. I've made 45 cents. And so if I basically go like this, 0.45 times 0.75%. Oh no, so yeah, no, sorry, it's 0.49 cents, let's say, times 75%, because I've got a 25. See, I've got 10% there. So the minimum I'll make is 36. If that's at 10%, the minimum I'll make is 36 cents on this trade. It's already gone up to 63. So as it goes up, 63 times 75%, because I've got that 0.25% trailing stop. The minimum I'll make that now is 47 cents on that trade. You can see how this is all very low risk. And now this Solana trade, if I come in here and I'm looking at this, I don't have to touch this now. I'll just let it go until it closes out, and then I'll go back in there. If it's the same day, I'll just go short again, you know. And then again, if it goes into the red, I'll add to it 1% or 1%, and if it goes into profit by more than 10%, then you know I'll put a 0.25 trail stop, and then you just do that. You keep on doing that. Now, if obviously with a small account and $6.50, it's cents, but like if you can do this and you're profitable at it, and you just stick to the discipline. I've been running these accounts, and you can sort of see the profitability that I've been able to do has been there, and it doesn't take long to get there. Like I've got 9.85. That's close enough. You can just go in there, 9%. You make it a no lose trade, 0.25. Now that trade, I can't lose money. Alright, so this is what you can do. And when you come in and look at your phone, if you see this little all three of these things, and you see this little one here, you know that you've got a trail stop there. You can just walk on by. You don't have to worry about it. And this will close it automatically. If you come into any of these things and there's only two and not three, you just go to position history, and then you can see this is what's been happening. You know, it just keeps on closing out, and I'll just keep on getting these profits. You know, I've been playing around with different amounts, so just ignore some of those bigger trades. But and then obviously on the silver account, this one here, which has probably got the most amount of money. You know, I've made $2, I've made $1, I've made 40 cents. You know, I want to wait these percentages to come up to 10, but then I'll basically go through and do the same thing. I'll put a trailing stop on, wait till it gets stopped out. It'll preserve 75% of my profit that I've made, because it's got a 0.25 trail stop. So yeah, so that's basically how it works, and you can sort of see it in real time. Again, it's come up all green straight away for me on all the accounts, but you know, I'm not saying that that's because I've picked the end of the market where it has been high, but as I've shown you with those fib levels, you know, it does have a tendency to retrace, and then once we're in profit, once you see your profits, put the trail stop on, and then you're locked in. You can't lose on that trade. So I've now got these ones I can still lose, just to go through as a summary, and on these three, I got one I can't lose. Only two of them I possibly can. But hang on, there's one there, 10%. Let's go through. So I honestly I didn't plan this. 0.25, 0.25. We can lock in that profit. It doesn't sound like a lot of money, I know. That's already got the profit there. See, now it's up to 14% profit and still going because it's trailing. These trailing stop losses mean that I'm unlimited profit and limited loss. This one here is basically 10%. I can go trailing stop, interval, ratio, 0.25. Again, now I don't have to worry about that trade. That's done. Okay, something's missing here. That means that one of them closed out, which was Sui TRX and Doge, wasn't it? Sui TRX. So Doge made me profit. Probably here it is here. Made 50 cents. So while I've been making this video, I've made 50 cents. It doesn't sound like a lot, but then I just made a little bit more there. I made 65 cents. I've made $1. You know, this video, I know it's been 30 minutes or so. It doesn't sound like a lot of money, but I can basically go in and now I can go. I can basically go into here and go do this all day long. You know, I can just be sitting on my phone and do this, right? So I can go in here and go Doge, find Doge, or just all on my phone. Do limited 1%. I haven't even had to add to any of these yet. The exciting part is when you add to it and the positions get bigger, you actually get a little bit nervous. So TRX and what was it? Sui. Sui's the other one here. Sui. Limit. Yep. So what I'll do is, and you can sort of see how they sort of close out eventually. So as the day goes on, all these positions will end up closing. So I can close out all my trades. So when I go to sleep at night, I mean, if something was open, I don't care. B&B, Sol and ADA are closed out. So are they closed out with profit? Yeah, 65 cents and 54 cents. So again, it doesn't sound like a lot, but again, if you're controlling your costs by making sure you do limit orders and not see, you can see here it says 20.2% and is for maker. So if you're a maker, you're doing limit orders. Taker is doing market orders where you need execution straight away. So, but you pay for that. It's like 2 compared to 0.02 compared to 0.05. So it's more than double to do a market order. So you want to make sure there's a financial incentive for you to do a market order that it will cost you so much more if you didn't do a market order, that you need to do it. Otherwise, just do limit orders, and basically you can control your costs. Most of the people in these markets are just bumping around like idiots, and they're throwing too much money and they're just going crazy. Now this is something where if you can be consistently profitable, what are we? Sui short. The amount cannot be less than the minimum amount. What is this, Sui? Was it Sui in here? Like B&B. That was Sol. Sorry, beg your pardon. Sol. Why do I have Sui? Oh, it was from the last thing I did. Sol. Yeah, because Sol closed out, I think. Yeah, it did. Yeah. So Sol limit order. Set. Open short. Done. See, that didn't actually open, so let me just spread this out a bit. You see it's already fallen below, so if I just move myself down here a little bit. That filled, okay. So Sol, and the other one was ADA in this one, so let's add ADA. But you get the point. 1% short. That filled. Okay, so we've got these three going. Okay, and then the other one obviously is over here, and they're all still going. Just slowly working their way up to being a profit. So anyway, I'll leave the video there. But this is basically how the strategy works and what I'm trying out. This is as a case study, just to show you what I'm doing. I'm not saying to run out and do this, but I'm saying this is what I'm doing in those copy trading pools. If you go to BitchNext and go to silver 123, silver 456, or silver 789, just search the word silver, and all three of my accounts will come up. You can be, in any one of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the simplest thing I could actually think of to remember what to put in there. And then basically I'll boot these out. Like for example, if this is the number 3, if Solana moves XRP out, and then Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. So my thesis is that most of the money's got to move into a handful of the top coins. So I want the very, very large liquidity, so it's harder to move the markets really fast, and then that'll give us some time to react, and we can just do this on our phones instead of altcoins, because it's just way too fast with altcoins. You got to literally be sitting there, focusing and doing it. Like if you're at work or something like that, your attention will be like, it'll be like you're playing a video game at work and your boss won't like it or whatever. But if you can get yourself profitable, as I said, and then just work on percentages. 1% of this goes into here, start a position, then you add 1% of that 1% to the position if you want to sort of like just add to it to sort of like average your entry out. If it moves against you by more than 10% on your unrealized P&L, which is 1% of the market. So that calculation is, why is this saying cross? Why is this saying ADA cross? ADA was in group 2, wasn't it? Make sure that ADA, just watch this, because isn't that interesting? Yeah, I was actually on the other one and it said ADA cross. It did too. So you can actually just reset it down to different leverages. So just be careful you're doing the leverage that you want to do. Anyway, that's it. Long video again, but it's a brand new strategy, a brand new case study I'm doing, and then you can do it yourself and just learn as you go. And I'll just do updates every day on what my bias is for the market, based upon the weekly upper half or lower half, which way I'm trying to grab a retrace before continuation, and then yeah, basically I'll come through and give you the bias, so in case you don't know how to do that side of things on the charts. And yeah, you'll be able to start hopefully making some money. And then when it comes down to it, once I am done with my course and I'm accredited, I will go through and I'll share a link for those people that want to turn this into a replacement for a job. If you really get into it, there's some people I am in the community that have left very high paying jobs because they've made a success of this. Not just scalping like what we're doing here, like simple strategies, but this can help pay for the course. And then once you can afford to pay for the subscription for the course, then you can turn off all the other YouTube videos and all the noise, which you need to do, and just focus on repeat the course, keep on going through it, speak to the people in the community. Watch their live session calls, and just immerse yourself in it until you really understand it. Just in very general terms, the market. What ends up happening is the market. If you saw how I frame this, this is the whole week, the bottom and the top of last week. You can see it starts at the top, goes down, and these are all market sessions for these different. If I go down to the 1 hour, you can see it's the Asian market, UK and US. It starts 5 p.m. Sunday and goes through Friday, and it's only weekdays. And you can see this is where all your volume is. Between the sessions, there's no volume, so there's no volume here. So you want to be trading in this section here to actually get some price movement. And what they do is they do actually, they'll send it down below the weekly previous week's low, up and around. Sometimes Asia here, for example, sent the price up into the UK, set it even higher, and the US set it even higher than the previous week's high. This week has been unusual. This is like a normal looking week. So you've got what the hell is that? Oh, that's the start of the thing. Yeah, that's right. I thought it was a wick. Over here we've got the low of the week. Come here. Yeah, that was last week. This is go to a normal-ish week. That's what I was going to say. So here's one week. Here's another. Here we go. You can see Asia pushed the market up, then UK caught it as it came back down, and then it pushed it up, and then it came back down. Then that was a really up and down day. US then pushed it up, and before it closed out, finished sort of pretty high. Then we went into a gap where here between US and Asia, where it sort of went sideways. Then Asia sort of like ranged through UK, and then all the way out of here. Then US sent it down, right down to here, before we had another gap, and then Asia came and pumped it, and then dropped it, and then UK continued the drop all the way down to here. The US comes in and pumps it up, and then dumps it back down, and then just before the US session finishes, it comes back up. But essentially, it comes down to one thing, and that is that whatever the weekly top and bottom is, you've got these trends that happen at the top and the bottom. So basically, this is how I would view it, right? that was like really an up and down week. But let me just go to trying to find a normal week. There's no week that's normal. Here you go. Here's a good week. If I was going to simplify this, this is in simple terms where you can look at it this way too. Basically, price go down, price go up, price go down, price go up, price go down, price go up. So if you were basically just making trades at those points, you'd be the perfect trader, right? But you don't know what's happening next. That's the idea. But what happens is before the price went down to that bottom point, it started way back up here, didn't it? Really, it started like 2 weeks earlier, way up there. Really, when you think about it. So holding it from there all the way down to there, you probably would go down through 1, 2, 3 levels, you know, of price drop. You see, 1, 2, 3. What I'm suggesting to you is that's usually happening all the time, because even when it's going up, it goes up in 3 levels to get to the next top. So the point is how do you know that was the point to jump in and short? You know, if you did that, you could do 25x and not get smashed out by scam wicks or stop hunts. Let me just untick this and show you there is a way of knowing that was a market reversing point, a major reversing point, and that is that you had let me just undo this magnet. You had the high, and then you had a high or low. That's it. It was pushed up, pushed up, pushed up. You got a high. 1, 2, 3 levels. Remember I said 3 levels in 1, 2, 3 weeks. So over 1, 2, 3 weeks you get these levels, and then you get a high and you get a lower high. Just like, you know, winking at you that it might be a point where you could actually just go into here and say, all right, well, what's going on? If that's a lower high and we're not getting any higher highs, that means, you know, it's got to drop off here eventually. You know, maybe I might go into the 15-minute time frame, and let's maybe look for where was I? Yeah, over here. Maybe I might just go into the 15-minute time frame and see if I've got a lower high here. It might go through here, might stop me out here. But what if I looked at this as a lower high that we don't ever get higher? That I might get a short position tool, and then maybe look for if I see it coming down here after it's been up here. Maybe I might look for a candle that might be an engulfing candle in that pattern around that lower peak that would form. It seems to be forming a lower high than here, and then I could maybe do a short position and enter on that candle there, and then maybe because it's not too far away, I could probably put my stop loss above the previous high. So if it turns into this is the lower high, then we get another lower high, or maybe there's a scam wick that comes up here that tries to retest me, but it won't get me because I'm above here, and that would mean that yeah, I caught this move that lasted quite some time, and I could also say that, well, it just goes on for days, doesn't it? It finished down here, and guess what it finished with? It finished with a low, and then a higher low when it reversed. So you actually got a little bit of a nod that that it was going to change to the upside, and then it goes up. So basically, that's basically how the markets work, I'm told. So therefore, if that is the case, then I can do this, rightly so, and I can look at my risk reward and line it up with down here. So you've got a 13.63 to 1. So you got 13.61. So 13x move. And these sort of opportunities don't happen all the time, but they do happen every 2 or 3 weeks when they decide they're going to move the market. So yeah, so again, long video, I do apologize for that, but as far as the content, this is the stuff that you can learn in the course, but it's all stuff that sort of informs me to do my simplified strategies, so you guys can just start earning some bucks first, and then you can come and do your head in with all this extra in-depth next level stuff. I'm looking, I'm learning, I'm never stopping my learning, and I'll try and distill down some of the stuff that I'm learning, so it's in terms that you can easily sort of like just apply, that are easily digestible. Go, just do this, and then you can start generating some money, and then start compounding into your account, and then we'll do some. Go buy some Bitcoin and chuck it into AAVE, and then just have a really healthy collateral ratio and just borrow some money from there and just use it in a trading account to just develop some income. And once the income comes in, separate it, and invest a bit more in Bitcoin and for our future savings, and just keep on growing. The key all starts with starting to become profitable consistently. So don't worry about what size you are. Just get the principle done, and once the principle's done, then you got a job replacing income because you can generate your own money anywhere in the world, and then all of a sudden the world is your oyster. So that's what I hope to bring you guys. And again, sorry for the long video, but there's no way to just this is the first video of a case study. So and like I'm not afraid to make mistakes publicly. And hear your comments and feedback as well. Let me know how you're going. If you want to get into the Substack and get into our private chat, or you want to chat to me directly, it's through the Substack. It's $12 a month. The course I'm paying for is $160 a month, I think, or something like that. So I'm getting ideas. I've got my own ideas. I'm getting ideas and developing stuff based upon the education I'm getting there, and also my previous stuff that I've done before. So I'm happy to share that. And for $12 a month, and I'll just like cut straight to the point and say, do this, and then basically get you profitable. And I'll put you in a position where you can afford to pay for the same sort of knowledge as what I get from the course. And that'll be coming soon. Anyway, so almost up with all my positions are all set up. I'm going to do some of my course now, and then I'm going to go for a bit of a walk, and then just during the day I'll be checking all my positions and updating you inside the Substack. If you're not already in there, be there or be square. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for joining. If you stay to the end, you're a champion, because you've taken the first step on a path that I'm not mucking around. So I'm gonna get to a point where I'm gonna be internationally independent, jurisdiction wise, financially wise, and this is just really good that I found a strategy that works. So and I'm happy to share it. Thanks guys, see you in the next video.